to the AAEN fabrication shop. In part 2 of our Olympus build, we're going to take a quick look at scanning our parts and instruction sheet. As you can see here, we've got the first page of our instruction sheet that we've scanned. One of the bad things about a lot of the instruction sheets you get in the model rockets is that they are folded over to fit into the bag. So when you flatten them out to scan them, sometimes you'll get that gray line down the center. You can try to flatten your instruction sheet a little better to try to get rid of that. Sometimes you can go into a graphics program and get rid of it. As long as it's not interfering with the instructions or with the drawings, I usually don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal to me. When we move to our wood parts, we want to lay those as flat as possible. You can see we've got the small ruler. It's a little 7-inch ruler that we've put up against the wood, so that way it's a good reference point for us. We want to scan these parts at least at 300 dots per inch or DPI. And we want to do it in color. I prefer to do it in color. It seems that the scan comes out much better than if we do it in grayscale or black and white. Here you can see the finished scan of our wood parts. Sometimes, depending on the amount of parts that you have or the length of the wood, you may have to do multiple scans to get everything scanned in. You can then go back and use a graphics program to match them up together. Try to leave yourself, when you have to do those multiple scans, try to leave yourself enough overlap so that you can easily put the scans together. Here we can see a scan that was done with the parts for our fin pieced together. Sometimes it helps to do that, especially if the instructions aren't very clear. This gives you a good scan of how the fins go together or how different pieces go together. This can also be good if you've done your own design, and it lets you clarify how you intended the pieces to go together. Here we can see laying out our decal and paper parts on our scanner. Again, done the same way as we did the fins and the wood parts. And like with the wood parts, depending on the length of the decal sheet or the paper parts, you may need to do more than one scan and then piece them together. When you're doing decals, I would do it at least at 300 dots per inch or DPI. Depending on how detailed the decal sheet is, you may want to increase that to 600 or even 1200 dots per inch so that you get the same clarity with the scan. Here you can see our finished scan. The ruler again gives you a reference point for when you go to create your own decals. In our final scan here, what we did was we laid out our decal sheet and we compared the metal ruler versus the semi-clear plastic ruler. And I think you can see the plastic ruler scans so much clearer, so much sharper than the metal ruler does. The metal rulers tend to scan very darkly. A white plastic ruler will scan better than a metal ruler will. If you have several different rulers, I would make some scans with each one using, say, a decal sheet, plastic ruler, a semi-clear ruler. In our next episode of the Olympus build, we're going to go ahead and get started with the motor mount construction. So until our next episode, take care.